Welcome to NTAP Campus Care Ed Talks. Here we are with
Professor M.M.Pant, formerly Pro Vice-Chancellor Indira Gandhi National Open University, being faculty in IIT Kanpur for a long time, and educationist for more than 55 years.
Okay, sir. So I'd like to know your opinion on the growing use of technology in education.
See, it's an amazing thing. It looks as if technology has been progressing to solve the challenges of education. The biggest problem with education today is that when you try to the best form of education is one-on-one by a great teacher. Because that's not affordable, we have this mass education where we do this. The problem with mass education is that most students are left behind because it does not take care of that. Also, there's a huge homogenization when actually people are all different. The promise of technology, especially the emerging technology, the earlier technology was broadcast technology. So whatever you did was a broadcast mode. Now with artificial intelligence, we're talking of personalized technologies. And therefore, the hope is that instead of this homogenization of people, technology will be able to address the educational needs of each individual so that that individual benefits the most and realizes the full potential.
So what do you understand by a 21st century student or a 21st century school?
A 21st century student is firstly an autonomous learner. So just like we're talking as self-driving cars, we are looking at self-learning people. So the purpose of a good school is to make a learner an autonomous learner and less dependent upon being taught everything. When a learner is taught everything, he suffers from something called tautitis, where he cannot learn things on his own. And we are today the selfie generation. So in a selfie generation, why should not learners be self-taught? The other reason why self-taught learners will be most important is there are so many new things to learn at such a fast pace. If you just recall the kind of terms that have been used in the last 4 years, artificial intelligence, machine learning, Internet of Things, blockchain, 3D printing, AR, VR, and all the skills that you are expected to have, complex problem solving, critical thinking, creative thinking, negotiation skills, emotional intelligence, how will you have teachers who will do all that? So basically, you will have to learn to negotiate learning resources and be an autonomous learner. The more autonomous you are, the better it is. But as an autonomous learner, you can know that now I need to go to a human being for support. That human being can be a social thing, a peer group, a class fellow, a social thing, or it can be an expert who's a distinguished expert.
So what's your view on the combination of leadership and management in running a school?
See, the point is that I come from a background where I think eventually it should be the educators who should be running the school. This, to me, has been an aberration where educators have been made unimportant and it is others who have been made more important, whether the bureaucrats or financiers or investors or whatever. Traditionally, people went in search of the right educator. Even today, in private tuition, they go for the right educator. But for some reason, this has happened, I see as an aberration where branding has happened. You go to an institute, you don't know who's going to teach you. But you go because it has a brand and a ranking. To me, this is an aberration which will go away because as with technology, people will recognize who the real educators are because, their feedback, ranking, etc. will come. So nobody will look at ranks. You will look at a feedback which the community which have been working with them say. So
a message for fellow educators who would be watching this interview.
See, the message for fellow educators is very clear. There's a very famous question people ask, will technology replace teachers? And the answer I give is, technology will not replace teachers, but teachers who use technology will replace those teachers who don't. And therefore, it is very important for teachers to get well versed with technology, not as passive users of PowerPoint and projection videos or multimedia or smartboard, but actively who understand AI, machine learning, and do the personalization of the learner for the context.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your brilliant perspective with us.
Thank you.